Guys, hope you all are doing well. Welcome to Ace Shooter Point. Today we'll go through another topic which is educational research, foundations, types and methods. A complete visual guide to research, historical research and action research. Its meaning and types, historical research and action research. So, what we'll cover is research, meaning definitions and characteristics of good research, types of research that is basic, applied, problem oriented, quality and quantity. Historical research that is sources, objectives, characteristics and steps. Action research in which concept, theories, characteristics, pros and cons. So, coming to the point, what is research? Research is a serious study of a subject that is intended to discover new facts or test ideas. A systematic, formal, rigorous, and precise process employed to gain solutions to problems or to discover and interpret new facts and relationships. Meaning of the research is considered to be the more formal, systematic, intensive process of carrying on a scientific method of analysis. It is more systematic activity directed toward discovery and the development of an organized body of knowledge. May be defined as the systematic and objective analysis and recording of controlled observations that may lead to the development of the generalizations. Principles of theories resulting in prediction and possibly ultimate control of events. It is based observable experience and empirical evidence. What is characteristics of good research? So, directed towards solution of a problem, logical, high purpose, discover new knowledge, establishes theories, based on observable experiences, accurate observation and description, requires expertise. Educational research is that activity which is directed towards development of a science of behavior in educational situations. There are 6 major types of research. First is basic research. Curiosity driven expands fundamental knowledge. Second, applied knowledge. Applied research that is solves a specific practical problem. Third, problem oriented research understands the exact nature of a problem. Fourth, quality research that is qualitative research, non-statistical, in-depth understanding, problem-solving research conducted by companies to resolve issues. Last is quantitative research, structured numerical data collection. We'll go through basic research versus applied research. So, what is basic research? Desire to expand knowledge, curiosity driven, intended to answer why, what, or how questions. Increases understanding of fundamental principles, does not have immediate commercial objectives. Then applied research, used to solve a specific practical issue affecting an individual or group, uses scientific method to find solutions that may improve health or solve scientific problems. Acquires new knowledge for specific commercial objectives, that is products, procedures and services. Answers specific questions aimed at solving practical problems. Qualitative and quantitative methods. Research methodology is the specific procedure or techniques used to identify, select, process, and analyze information about a topic. Qualitative methods: one-to-one interview in depth 20 to 60 minutes, focus groups that is 6 to 10 people with a moderator, case study, studies an organization or entity, text analysis, decodes words for social contracts. Ethnographic research studies people in natural settings. Quantitative methods. Survey research learn about a large population, deals with numbers, measurable forms, uses a systematic way of investigating events or data, answers questions using measurable variables, explain predictions and controls phenomena studied. Next is historical research. Historical research refers to the critical study that is carried out in order to establish facts and to derive conclusions regarding the past events or the combination of the past and or institution of their times. It studies past events in an attempt to interpret facts and explain the cause of events and their effects in the present. History is not merely a list of chronological events, but a truthful, integrated account of the relationships between persons, events, times, and place. Historical research tries to understand present situation in the context of past events and developments. It helps in planning future events also. Primary and secondary sources. Primary sources. Sources that provide real, direct, and preliminary evidence of past events created by a person who has direct physical connection with historical events. Non-verbal source. Photograph, chart, map, sketch, models, tools, coins, weapons, forts, relics. Verbal source. Affidavit, will, transcript, budget, circulars, government resolutions. Secondary sources created by a person who does not have direct physical connection with the last events, used to fill gaps in primary sources. Logbook, contract, transcript, research reports, annual reports, autobiography, mark sheet, progress reports, certificates, attendance, newspaper, periodicals, government charters, diaries. Objectives and characteristics of a historical research. To find better and effective solution of current problems on the basis of past events. To study the past events deeply, to understand the factors responsible, to check the impact of such factors on the events, to produce the future events on the basis of the study of the past. Characteristics. Not only real but also an analytical descriptive or description of a past events. Studies the reasons and effects of the events, not only a repository of the facts associated with past events but also the process of deriving logical findings by analysis. It does not generate data by a scientific tool but uses existing data. There are 10 steps of historical research. First, identification of the problem. Second, clarification of title. Third, formation of hypotheses. Fourth, search for sources of data. Fifth, criticism of sources. Sixth, analysis of data and interpretation. Seventh, derivation of findings. Eighth, report writing. Additional steps also include formation of objectives, sampling, and identification of problems throughout the process. Points to keep in mind. Availability of sources should be ascertained while deciding the research problem. Secondary source should be used to fill the gaps of primary sources. The range of the problem should be concise. Information should be collected from primary sources as well as possible. Researchers should have understanding of the language of the source, else take help of an expert. What is an action research? Action research is a reflective process of progressive problem solving led by individuals working with others in teams or a part of a community of practice to improve the way they address issues and solve problems. Action research is research used by teachers, supervisors, and administrators to improve the quality of their decisions and actions. Action research is focused on immediate application, not the development of theory. Action research is organized investigative activity aimed towards the study and a constructive change of a given endeavor. Meaning of education aims to identify shortcomings in the prevalent school system by scientific means and then to remove these shortcomings with a view to improve the situation. Focus. The focus is on the school, its site, plant infrastructure. The principles and problem areas of the school system are teachers, but students, support staff, and supervisory authorities are also involved. Investigators. The main investigators are the teachers, headmasters, principals, and school administrators themselves. The supervisors are also involved. Characteristics of action research. Location. In the educational field, classroom, laboratory, hostel, offices, school, and community. Nature of the problem, a practical one. Inattention, poor academic performance, poor operation, negative remarks. Procedure, scientific, valid, and reliable instruments used by the investigator to solve problems. Application. Findings put into practice immediately. Approach modified if it does not work. Investigators, teachers, headmaster, principals, and supervisory staff in the school world. Purposive nature aimed at improving school practice for maximum learner benefit. Scope. Personal piece of work but can study group problems with cooperative efforts. Evaluation. Carried out by investigators to gauge applicability of findings to similar problems. Contribution. Strengthen the practical side of research and guides investigator action. Major theories are Greece action research begins with the study of how human beings design their actions in difficult situations. Humans design actions to achieve intended consequences governed by environmental variables. John Heron's Peter Breson's cooperative inquiry, also known as collaborative inquiry, first proposed by John Heron, later expanded with Peter Reason and Denny Brown. People research with not on each other. Paul Fair Participatory Action Research, a significant methodology involving communities in research decision to intervene and change within communities and development agencies worldwide. William Torbert Development Action Inquiry, a way of disciplined leadership practice that increases the effectiveness of our actions, helps individual teams and organizations become more self-transforming. Jack Whitehead and Jean McNiff's Living Theory. Individuals generate explanations of their own educational influences in their own learning, in the learning of others, and in social formations. Next is action research advantages and disadvantages. Advantages. High level of practical relevance of the business research. It can be used with quantitative as well as qualitative data. Possibility to gain in-depth knowledge about the problem. Disadvantages. Difficulties in distinguishing between action and research and ensuring the application of both. Delays in completion of action research due to a wide range of reasons are not rare occurrence. Lack of repeatability and rigor compared to formal research. Last is the recap. The key takeaways of these sessions are research, a systematic formal process to discover new facts, test ideas, and solve problems. Types: basic, applied, problem-oriented, quality, quantitative, and problem-solving research. Historical research, critical study of the past, choosing primary and secondary verbal and non-verbal sources. Action research, practical, reflective research led by teachers to solve immediate school problems. So, this is it from today's session. Hope you have learned something new. Please like, share and subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss an update. We'll go through another topic in another session. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.